Hey Terriers fans, welcome back to another year of Beauties on the Bench. Unfortunately, my co-host last year, Tayem Gislason, he's moved on, is no longer part of the team. So this year, for the first episode, we're going to be doing some auditions to see who can kind of fill his role and be my co-host for this upcoming season. Now, first off, we have our newly acquired goaltender, Jacob Armstrong. Jacob, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so we're going to ask you a few questions here. Just to see if you would be a good candidate for my new co-host. So we'll start off. What do you think you bring to the table?
Well, I'm a goalie, and there's only two goalies on the team, right? I mean, you can bring on a D-man, you can bring on a forward, but, there's so many other those guys, right? Only two goalies. I'm the only goalie auditioning here, so, that's a perspective that you won't get from anyone else.
Like the biggest thing, we just look for someone who's very personable, easy to talk to, ask great questions when we got some guests on the show. And you're telling me you think you'd be able to do that?
100%.
100%. Now, is there anything interesting or a cool fact about yourself? Because, when me and Cody here are going to pick, someone who has an interesting fact or skill about themselves, that might move them up the totem pole a little bit. So, do you got anything cool about yourself?
Yeah, Manitoba boy, right? So, know a lot about the MJHL here because I've been around it for the past few years. Not playing in it, but I've been following it and everything like that. And I feel like, I'd really bring a perspective from the prairies of Manitoba, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, thank you very much for your time. We're gonna take everything you said into consideration, and thank you.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so next up we have also a newly acquired forward. He's a local guy, Koi Fung. Koi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, you probably know the scoop. We're doing auditions for, my co-host on Beauties on the Bench.
Yeah.
And why do you think you would be a good co-host to be on the show?
Oh, I think I'd bring a lot of value. I've seen every episode. I've watched them. I'm from Portage Prairie. Everybody here knows me. I'm
Local guy,
a friendly face around here, so I think it'd just be a little bit recognizable face on the bench here.
Yeah. And I do think that is very valuable, right? The more views we get, the bigger the show gets. So the fact that you are a local guy and a lot of people know who you are is a big advantage I think you have compared to the other candidates for who we're going to pick. I asked the question to Jacob. Now I'm going to ask it again to you. What talents or kind of hidden skill sets do you think you have that you can bring to the table here?
I'm very personable. I can talk. I've announced for hockey since I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
Pretty good with announcing there. I'm very good at carrying a conversation, and I like having fun, so I think I can bring those to the table.
So who have you announced for?
Portage Cup.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Local minor hockey, just announcing for the goals and assists.
And do you think that's like a calling for yourself? Or do you think you...
Possibly. My older brother worked at the radio station. Maybe I'll follow a little bit in that.
Yeah, so a lot of experience is what you're saying.
Yeah.
A lot of experience. Well, hey, that is very valuable, and hey, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All your attributes will be considered.
Perfect. I'd like to also shout out Keystone Sports Excellence.
I can hop right into this. Which way do I face this part, though?
Yeah, don't hold it too
way?
close, though. Just kind of hold it down.
Okay, right here?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so for our next guest, we also have a new forward. He's from Prince George, British Columbia. Scott Cousins. Scott, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So obviously, this is a huge audition to be my co-host in the show Beauties on the Bench. So why do you think you would be a good co-host for the show?
I'm 20 years old. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of hockey. I've seen a lot of teammates, and I like to credit myself on my relationships that I can build, maybe within the locker room to start, obviously.
Yeah.
And then that's towards the fans as well. And I believe the fans here in Portage are a massive piece. And I just want to get them to know the Portage Terriers a little bit better, and who better.
I would agree with that, Scotty. I think you're a very personable guy. You're funny in the locker room. You're funny, no worries. You're funny in the locker room, right? You carry great conversations. You can have a good time. Good chum is like
good chum. Good chum is what we say.
Yeah, is what we call it. Do you have any hidden talents or special skill sets that you think we should know about when considering you?
You know what? I say I don't really have much of a hidden talent. I like to be all out there.
Okay.
I put everything out there.
Yeah.
I do like to sing. I think semi well.
Would you maybe like to give us a quick demonstration? Because this would go a long way in your audition, let me tell you, this would go a long way.
Yeah, you know what? You'd have to recommend for me then?
Like a song?
Yeah.
Like do you have
Quick,
do you have a go-to karaoke song?
No.
Okay, like how about
I did like some Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue for my rookie audition.
Okay, well what about
Rookie Idol.
what about like just like Shut Up and Dance? You know that song? Don't you dare look back.
Just keep your eyes on me. She said I'm holding back. She said
Shut up
and dance with me. There we go.
Not bad. Well, you know what? I do think you're going to be a great candidate. Obviously,
I feel like I just killed there. Like
I think you do. I think this chemistry is unreal.
It is awesome.
It's good chemistry, but you know, I want to thank you for your time. Like we do have a lot of candidates I think also are going to be competitive, but I think this was a very strong addition for you. So thank you.
Awesome. That's great. Just hoping to be given a fair chance.
Yeah.
And looking forward to what the future may hold, hopefully.
Absolutely. Thank you, Scotty.
Awesome. Thank you, Parker.
Okay, so for our last audition of the day, we are joined here by a returning player, forward Rhett Parent. Rhett, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Parker. How are you?
Good. So, you know, the questions I've been asking all the other candidates is just like, what do you think you can bring to the table as a co-host on Beauties on the Bench?
I think the biggest thing that I've watched the show obviously for a while now, and kind of understand how it works. And I think the biggest thing is just like a guy you can take over the show next year. Like, learn, fill shoes. I mean, huge shoes to fill, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think with the right mentorship and work, I think we'll have someone to hopefully take over the show next year. I think that's
I would agree with you. Like Scotty previously in the previous audition brought up the fact that he's 20, right? But the fact that you are 18 and you still have a couple years left of junior could be a huge factor in getting the spot, because like you said, it would be a huge advantage for you to carry the show and carry its legacy onto next season. So I think that actually is a big advantage that you have. What kind of questions do you think you would ask a guest if you were a co-host on the show?
I mean, there's just like a lot of things. Like, I mean, like maybe away from the rink, like like what's your favorite card game and stuff like that. Like, get a lot of people know. Maybe some guys like to gamble, some guys don't like to gamble, right? There's like rummy, there's lots of stuff like that. I mean, what's favorite movie, stuff like that.
Yeah, so and I think those would all be great questions when the time comes. So, well, thanks, Rhett, for your time. Your audition will be considered, and I want to wish all of our auditionees, or I don't know if that's a word, but all of our auditioners the best of luck. And I hope I know whoever we pick, they're going to be a great co-host. But I just want to wish everybody the best of luck. Thank you. Now, I would also like to thank our sponsors, Homestead Co-op, for sponsoring this video. And we're excited to see you guys in the next episode.